watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out. Gonna climb to the top, no we ain't gonna stop. When the low, yeah, we going high. In the air, yeah, I feel it. You better believe it. When the low, yeah, we going high.
I said that, this is my watch. And that is the deepest thing I can say is, why do I fight so hard if I don't believe that we can stop this easily? It is because this is happening on my watch. And I will not leave the earth with my death without having done everything I can on my watch. And it's unbelievable to me, because the military is a primary piece. It has been able to weaponize the skies and ionize them. In other words, turn them into battery, turn the sky into a battery, turn the sky into a condenser, turn the sky into an antenna, so that then they can have all of their wireless operations 24/7, always. And that's why it will not go away. So let's be clear on that. Before I go to the space fence, we've got to understand that the piece of the sky that is being ionized is essential to the space operations that are already in place. All right, and that's what this next book is about. It's explaining how the ground level implements, such as the cell towers, the Gwen towers, the NexRads, the radar installations, all of these things are part and parcel of a huge space operation, because we entered a space age very silently, very quietly, very national security, and we are in it, but we will be the last to be told that. Three major components to this military operation. One is what's flying in the skies and being laid to ionize and keep everything ionized, and to piggyback various things like microprocessors, sensors, biologicals, on the nanotechnology that is being dumped with this delivery. The second one is space, near-Earth orbit. I'm not talking about Mars right now, or Saturn, but space as a near-Earth orbit being absolutely controlled. And that's the second one. Third one is the human being and transhumanism, and the future that we're being herded toward. As if the Earth and near-Earth orbit were a machine, being built into a machine. And the third part is our genetics of the transhumanist future. And now the 5G will be coming out, and the 5G is millimeters, the tiniest waves. And this will shatter DNA. So these three parts are all connected. These are the 7 agendas: military in nature, military industrial intelligence complex in nature. And Clifford Cardicom is the one who first thought these up. I've changed them a little bit because I've developed my ideas a little further. So we all know about the weather and the weather engineering that is going on. Then there's planetary geophysical operations, where various parts of the Earth, you're going to see them change. It's not just a matter of the salt domes down in Louisiana collapsing and huge holes opening up in highways. There are going to be various things changed with weather engineering, and that's happening in New Zealand right now, in my opinion. Then electromagnetic operations, they've discovered plasma. They've discovered how to make plasma. In this electromagnetic sky we have now, they can produce plasma entities. You'll hear about plasma orbs. You'll hear about various weird things happening, clouds that look like stones bouncing on the earth. Plasma is the name of the game now, to discover how to use plasma, how to create it, and probably how to sell it, yes. So directed energy warfare, producing droughts in order to get nations to obey, in order to get nations to buy cloud seeding and ionizing cloud seeding. It's a moneymaker, and it's a way to threaten and muscle nations into a certain behavior. Biological transhumanism, I mentioned that. This all goes all the way from Morgellons to genetic modification. Surveillance and neural operations. This is mind control, to be very brief. This is completely mind control and easy to do. And finally, the last one, which is the most far out, I suppose, the detection and obscuration of exotic propulsion systems. And when I say that, we could include UFOs, we could include plasma orbs, but we could also include the discovery, which is quite, for at least 50 years, of anti-gravity propulsion and other propulsions. So these are what are on my mind. Now there is a new agency in town, a 6-gun shooter agency, that I think is probably more important than the NSA in this context. And that is the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency, the NGA. They are in charge of the what's called the intelligence grid, the Geospatial Intelligence Grid, GIG. It's called GIG. That's what I know it as. And they're to be watched. Here is kind of what they look at when they're working with the weather, or when they're working with planetary adjustments, such as CMEs, solar winds, all sorts of things. Because yes, this technology has the capability of affecting cosmic weather as well as earthly weather.